It's music from KO, aka it's called King Size, taking us exactly to 12 minutes after the hour, 6 o'clock. Welcome to this Wednesday edition of the show, which happens to be a very, very special show, my friend. My goodness, so excited to be with you up until 9 o'clock. Hanging out with you is myself, Zethembe. You guys are doing good this morning.
No, we can't complain
We
whatsoever.
are amazing.
We are so fantastic. And let me tell you this one thing right here. It's a very special show, as I've said. A lot of emotions are going around. It actually reminds me of our very first show on the 8th of January, 2025. Because one way or the other, if you think about what is happening today, there is a bit of... where there's a start, there's an end.
Yes,
and I feel
yes.
that today becomes the end of what started on the day, and it happens to be show 200 of UJFM
Wow.
Breakfast
Wow.
with this
Wow.
man speaking right now. So, man, it's going to be such a time. Third and final hour, we're chilling with ProVerb, the legendary ProVerb. How amazing.
What
Wow.
a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive,
I'm
because
so
this is the man
outside.
who raised us. I
Literally.
remember when at home back in, there by the mid-2010s, right? We had just gotten our DSTV as well, because it was a thing to have a DSTV back then. And my uncle finally made us people in the community and bought a DSTV, right? And everyone, every single morning at school, because there would be that debrief. I'm not sure if you
Yes.
guys had it at school.
Of course,
all
of
the
what happened.
favorite shows that
Yes,
happened
Yeah.
on
yes,
Sunday
yes.
or on a Monday or whatever. And everyone used to speak of these idols. And I was like, I need to check this out. Me and my family were hooked up until the very last episode of that show. And so to chat to him on the third and final hour of the show is something that we're definitely looking forward to. And we hope you are as well. How you get to connect with us throughout the show, 063-641-8068. We might have said it is a good morning, but is it really for coffee lovers? Let's chat on in case you missed it, because maybe, just maybe, you're not going to love this. Local sounds on the UJFM Power playlist. DJ Mika on this one. Boy to M. It's called Gue. 17 minutes after the hour, 6 o'clock. If you're joining us now, you are with UJFM Breakfast. Zethembe is here. Kwena is here. Sinesipo is here. And right now, just in case you missed it, we cover it. Now, a few moments ago, I did say that my coffee lovers might not like this one, and you probably wonder, if you are a coffee lover, what is happening now? Well, Business Tech has reported that coffee has been one of the most volatile items in South Africans' shopping baskets over the past few years, with prices rising far faster than most of other drinks and food that we normally buy. Instant coffee, in particular, has seen sharp increases driven by supply problems in major coffee producing countries and higher production costs as well. Most of these price pressures are coming from poor harvest in key producing regions. Brazil, which produces almost 40% of the world's coffee, had a weak 2023 harvest after heavy rainfall in one of their key regions over that area, which caused pest and disease outbreaks. And of course, you're thinking to yourself, but it was 2023. Why are we feeling the heat now in 2025? It's because in 2023, the coffee we were drinking was the one they harvested in 2021.
Yeah.
You understand?
Okay.
So the impact will always be felt. They're always ahead. They try to be as ahead as possible. So that is why you'll feel the impact a bit later on as well. Vietnam, the top producer of Robusta beans used in instant coffee as well, also did face 2 years of drought and extreme heat, leading to consistently low yields. These problems all together, they are combined with global supply chains disruptions, pushed international coffee prices. It's all just now sharply higher. And it made me think of the people who say, I can't live without coffee. Until I've drank coffee, my mind doesn't unlock. It feels
Yeah.
like my mind is just on a block that I don't know what to do with until I take that first sip, right? And it made me wonder, what do they do in such situations? Because according to the very same article, now people have to budget about 600 rands a year to make sure that they have a good yearly supply of coffee. And this is on average, which means just regular coffee drinkers and the people who really drink coffee. So it could be higher for someone
Yeah.
out there. If it is higher for you, I want to know, with it getting so expensive, coffee that is, are you the people who say, no matter how high the price gets, I will get my coffee? I do not care. No price formed against me shall prosper. Or are you the person like myself who will always go for cheaper alternatives, because now this year I drank more rooibos than ever because of the fact that I just couldn't afford coffee. And you don't want to go for the cheap coffee. It doesn't hit the spot, right? So I was just like, you know what? Rooibos is way cheaper, and that is where I'm going to settle.
You know what? Well, what is the cheap coffee? Because that's my favorite coffee.
Cheap coffee?
That yellow coffee, the yellow tin.
Okay, yeah. That's the cheaper end.
That's good coffee, guys. It might not be real coffee, but it's good coffee. Okay, but anyway, I'm not battling.
No, you know what? I'm not even bashing you, because growing up, that is what I used to drink. Until I got to uni, and you see when you're introduced to something, and you're just like, oh no, this is where it's at. That is how I actually got introduced to processed water as well. It just didn't feel the same ever again, tap water that is, and I just moved totally. And it was one of those things with coffee as well. I grew up to that one, the yellow tin, until I stayed with Ria for some time, and Ria introduced me to the coffee. I was like, oh honey, let's go. You know, I like it here.
I know there's the coffee, but it's too expensive for me to buy already. And I'm not battling a coffee addiction, but the day I maybe do battle a coffee addiction, the price won't be too much for me, because I love coffee. So when I do have it, I want to make sure I have coffee.
All right, I get you. Sine?
For me, I'm not a coffee lover.
Okay.
But if I was, call me a cheapskate, but I'm not gonna pay a lot of money for coffee.
Sure.
Like, no.
You're
It's
drink
not
Earl
happening.
Grey as well.
Yeah?
You're gonna drink Earl Grey and rooibos now.
No, I'm not even a tea person, by the way.
You know what? And I know someone out there is like, Sine, it's because you've never been there. You'd only get it if you've been. And if you are that person, Joburg, give us a voice note or a text right now on WhatsApp at 063-641-8068, letting us know, with the coffee prices just getting higher and higher each and every day, are you the people who say, no, I am staying here no matter the price? Or are you the person who's just always ready to find cheap alternatives anytime something you like, such as coffee, goes higher in terms of its pricing? Let us know right now. You can also give us a call at 011-559-1653. Teddy Swims with The Door, coming up on the Power Playlist. Good morning, it's Teddy Swims. This one is titled The Door. 6:26 is the time. If you're joining us now, very good morning to you. Zethembe Sinesipho on your radio. And right now, just in case you missed it, we're talking all things coffee. According to Business Tech, coffee has been one of the most volatile items in South Africans' shopping baskets over the past few years, with prices rising faster than any other food or drink, okay? In particular, instant coffee is the one that has seen the most sharp increases, driven by supply problems in major coffee-producing countries and higher production costs. Most of the price pressure, as we did say a few moments ago, come through because of poor harvests that happened in very important regions in Brazil, which produces almost 40% of the world's coffee. Also, Vietnam, the top producer of the Robusta beans used in instant coffee, faced 2 years of drought and extreme heat, leading to consistently low yields. And these problems, combined with global supply chain disruptions, pushed international coffee prices sharply higher. So also don't think it's a South African matter and think Donald Trump has something to do with it. No, everyone is facing it. I promise you, that is what it is. But the question we're asking you, if you are a coffee lover, do you love coffee so much that you are saying, no matter how high the price gets, I will get my coffee? Or are you the person who says, find me something cheaper? This is Mr. Ramaphosa's economy. There's no time to be playing around. Because I know people like that who are like, no matter how much I love something, if it no longer works with my budget, if it no longer is budget friendly, I'm letting it go. Nothing is more important than my comfort. And anything that threatens that, I take it away. If it's coffee, that is what's going to go away. Which side are you on that one, Joburg? Let us hear from you. I see a few responses coming in on our WhatsApp line at 063-641-8068. You can send a WhatsApp voice note. You can send a text as well, just like Unongcebo just did this morning, saying a very good morning to you guys. Personally, for me, I love coffee. I'm one of those people who feel like the day has not started until I have taken a sip of coffee. However, with the current prices, it has been a struggle. I'm trying to find cheaper but still coffee. Okay, I love that for you, Ncebo. So it's like I'm not going to stop drinking my coffee. However, I'm just going to try and find cheaper coffee. So you still get your coffee, but with a budget-friendly price. I love that. Let's move on to this one coming in from Andile, who says, good morning, team. I'm listening in from Melville, enjoying the show from there. Very great music. Zisu Ganje. I can't wait for the rest of the show. But for me, I am not a coffee lover like that. But I did used to buy coffee occasionally. I think now, with these prices, I've been called to stop because I will not be spending this much on coffee. Yeah, I can see it because that is exactly what I did. As I told you guys, that I just moved straight to Rooibos. But I wonder where Andy Lugoti, do you then find cheaper alternatives? Because I really do want us to get into that for someone who's wondering, what could be my cheaper alternative? I cannot afford coffee anymore as well. What could be that one thing that I drink instead of drinking coffee that will still do the work of fixing me in the morning, right? Send us those responses one more time. 063-641-8068. Are you the kind of a person who says no matter how high the coffee prices may get, I will be there? This is the hill I'm willing to die on. Coffee is my girl. Or are you the person who says, well, let's just try and find something that will work better with our budget? Let us know right now as we get straight into your news, your sports, and your traffic. On the other side of that, I see music from Melissa. It's called Zethembe. Stick around for it. It's up next. It's Melissa. It's called Zethembe. Best of African sounds on UJFM this morning. It is the 26th of November, 2025, a Wednesday. And you're with UJFM Breakfast until 9 o'clock, friends. And right now we are talking about coffee prices, which just have been getting higher and higher because of the disruptions when it comes to the countries that do produce the most coffee in the world, such as Brazil and Vietnam. They've had some problems such as drought and some disruptions in their key regions. And that is why we find ourselves having to budget for over 600 rands a year just to have an annual supply of coffee, really. And we're asking you at 063-641-8068, with coffee getting more expensive by the day, are you the people, or rather part of the people who say that no matter how high the price, I will always be there? Coffee is my ride or die. I mean, I'm just anyways not existing without coffee. Because some people are that obsessed with it.
The working class people, like teachers and stuff.
Yes.
Like I remember in high school, all my teachers used to drink coffee.
And the people who work in those big buildings there by Sentience and Fourways, go Deloitte, go all the Baumans. Exactly.
Workmen's, like they live off coffee.
They live off of coffee. So for people like that, are you, part of the team that says no matter how high the price, I'll be there? Or are you the team, we are finding cheaper alternatives all the way through? I'm not about to spend my hard-earned money just on coffee. Let us hear from you right now. Once again, that number, 063-641-8068. Ukona Usena, who says, good morning, team. Listen, I don't care if coffee hits luxury handbag prices. My barista will still see me every morning. I'm team ride or die espresso. No, I get this, but I think what you can do, friend, is that you can try and find yourself a BK. To get you the bags so that you can afford the coffee instead of having the bags be as expensive as the coffee as well, right? Another one is coming in here from Lindiwe, who says, I'm team cheaper alternative. I'm brewing it home. I'm grinding my own beans. And if I have to roast them myself on the stove, so be it. That is exactly what I'm going to be doing. Samgelo says, I'm team don't ask, don't tell. I refuse to look at how much it costs now. I tap my card, I close my eyes, and I enjoy the caffeine while pretending everything is fine. Yeah, that's another way to go about it. But you know what doesn't change? That it is expensive.
Yeah, it really
At the end of the
doesn't.
day.
And that the money that you're tapping with there is your money. It's coming out of your bank account.
The fact that our listeners have baristas, it's clear they're serious people. Now my own barista.
Very clear this morning, I tell you. Thank you so much, Joburg, for sharing your thoughts with us. Gonna wrap it up just like that. On the way, I give you more music. I see Heavy K with Sir Thrill, Betty Gwenzagalani. Then after that, we have to settle a debate, even if it's the last one for the year, okay? Ngolo mnandi kakhulu, courtesy of Heavy K, Sir Thrill, Professor Lime Crazy, kubhizi nje la bonke bathi kwenzakalani. Taking us to 6:46 on UJFM Breakfast. You're with me, Zethembe. Kwena is here as well. Sinesipho present as well. Remember when our teachers used to want us to do that?
Yeah.
Sinesipho Siklava.
Present.
Present, ma'am.
We used to say absent. You know how There's always that one kid.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's normally the guys at the back. Were you a part of that crew, or did you guys even have such a crew, Kwena?
What crew is that?
Me and you didn't go to the same schools. My school had a crew there at the back. The most disruptive crew in the world.
I think that's one thing all schools in the world can agree on. There's always that group
Yeah.
at the back.
Yeah.
Someone's always eating and just being problematic.
Problematic.
Doesn't matter what school you went
They
to.
just do that for fun. It's part of their living. You can tell that if these ones were not this disruptive, probably just like coffee, and someone who's addicted to it not getting it, they would just not be able to live with themselves.
And you need a class. You need those for a class to function.
Yeah, I know, you're right.
You can't have a... Even
And-
teachers get bored. Teachers love them, bro. I'm telling you.
Wow.
I know. My one problem with them is that they used to be, quite bully-some, if I can call it that.
And I
They
hated that.
They had bullying tendencies, and that is why I used to let them, I'm sorry, Joburg, copy my work so that I'm friends with them. Because I was a smart kid in class. So I was like, hey guys, if you need some homework and all of that, we were buddies. They never touched me, okay? So you can't blame a boy for trying. 6:47, let's get into Debate Settled. It's a very quick and fun this or that game that we play with you, Joburg. We present to you two options of, something interesting here, something that has been a subject of debate in our societal settings, if I can call it that, right? The front seat in a taxi. Have you ever been in a taxi and specifically there occupying the front seat?
Unfortunately, I have inhabited the front seat.
Oh.
The daunting
Yeah.
passenger
The
seat.
daunting.
Sana, it is the worst seat in the world. You know why? Because there is a general expectation that if you are there, you should count the money. Right? And it's the worst if the money is not like a whole number, like a 10 or a 15
Yeah.
or a 20, and it's like people are paying
13.
13 rand. Just like the taxi from Joburg CBD all to these areas, your Auckland Parks, Honeydew, Cresta. It's none of it. There's 13 rands and 18 rands. Imagine how hard it is to count that money.
Yeah.
So if you are there, you have occupied the front seat. Do you think you should be forced? Do you think it should come with the front seat that you should count the money? Or you think it's something that you should choose for yourself? So you're in the front seat now and you're just like, hey, driver, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I have it in me to do this. What do you think?
I think you should be able to choose. I really think you should be able to choose. But the thing
Okay.
is, the driver's not giving you a choice. By sitting there, that is you saying, I want to count the money, or I don't mind counting the money.
But what if it's the only seat remaining?
Yes.
And if you know some taxis, so for example, I've been in one from Joburg CBD to Alex. It was the last one leaving Joburg CBD to Alex. And it's in a taxi like that, there at night, it's either you take that front seat or you're going to find a way to get home that is not this taxi.
Yeah.
Which there's no other way now because it's 8 p.m., you're in the middle of the Joburg CBD. So I'm now forced to take the seat, but I don't want to count the money.
But you have to. It's a rule of thumb.
Oh,
Rule of thumb.
rule of thumb.
Yeah, it's an expectation. It's like when you get into an Uber, you have to sit in the back. You don't sit in the front. Goes without
You have a
saying.
choice. You have a choice.
Yeah,
though.
there's some. Yeah, so some people do sit in the, and they don't say don't sit in the front with me.
Okay,
Because
true.
it's a choice. You have a
Yeah.
choice. So what should happen, Joburg? 063-641-8068. Do you think if you are there in the front seat, occupying the very, very famous front seat in a taxi, should it be mandatory that you count the money, or do you think it should be something that you choose for yourself? Like the driver should ask, do you think you can do it? And then it's, "Hayi, cha, mshayeli impela ngizokhona ukuyibala le mali namhlanje." Let us know right now, because I'm on the side that says you should not be forced. And I tell you why. On the other side of dark with Manana Betty Space. Right now I'm about to state a fact, and I am not willing to debate it because it is a fact, as I've said, so that there's no debate where there's facts involved, yeah? Dark and Manana, one of the best producers in this country, one of the best vocalists in this country, and they are coming together to give us this song called Space. Anyone who cares to argue with me, I was just saying that I don't want to do.
I am going to argue with you.
Okay.
Maybe on the Manana part, but Dark is cooking. There's a song you need to listen to. It's called Nkosi by Dark, featuring Sino
I haven't tried it out. Oh,
Okay.
Sino.
It's gonna change
You
your life.
see, now I have to listen to that Naganjani. Manana, who do you think is better?
Sykes.
Yeah. We fagile.
Fagile.
7 minutes
Okay,
before
sorry.
7 o'clock, Joburg. A very good morning to you. If you're joining us now, we are having a debate that has been put to our table that we have to try and settle. As you know, at the end of this, the debate will be settled, and the side of the two sides that we're about to give you that has more people on it is the one that is going to be the general consensus of the city. So make sure that we hear you out at 063-641-8068. And the debate is that of whether you should be forced to count money or it should be a choice if you have occupied the front seat in a taxi, a minibus, as others would call it, whatever you call it, quantum, siaya, that one, my friend. If you are sitting there at the front, do you think it should just come with the seat that you should count the money, or you think it should be something that you are given the choice over, where you are able to say, no, I can't do this. It's overwhelming me, because it can be overwhelming, right? We want to know from you right now. That number on WhatsApp, it could be a VN that you send us, it could be a text, as you let us know which side of the debate you are on. I said a few moments ago, I'm on the side that says you should not be forced.
Mm-hmm.
Because that thing is the most stressful thing in the world. No matter how good at maths you were, I think the pressure that the people exert on you as well when they say, "Sicela ishintshe, Nkosi yami." You know, there's always that lady or that guy who just wants their money right now before the taxi even gets any further than where it's at that particular point, right? And because of all the pressures that come with that, and you're under that pressure to count this money, and you pay the same as everyone else, that's where I have a problem. That is why I think you should not be forced, because we paid the same, but I'm starting to work now. I have a new job all of a sudden, but I paid the same 15 rands that Cine paid, and that's unfair. So unless the drivers are willing to say, if you sit at the front,
give you a discount.
we'll give you a 50% discount, then I'm more than happy to do this, because it is a job whether you like it or not. Mathematics has never not been a job. You know what I'm trying to say? So with that being said, I don't think you should be forced. You should choose.
I'm with you on that one. I do think that it should be a choice because, like you said, the pressure is something else.
Sure.
Like I said, I told you off air that my first time that I went on a taxi in Johannesburg, I was put in the front seat.
How did it go? How much is the fare, by the way? And where was it from to where?
It was from Roodepoort to CBD, and it was 13 rand.
Oh, the
It was
worst.
13 rand. No, it was 27, sorry.
That's even worse.
It was 27, and mind you, maths was never my strong point. So it was the worst experience ever. My first time in Johannesburg.
You know, you said something last week, right? And you said, if you don't want to open the window, go buy a car. If you don't want to count the money, go buy a car. Or ask to swap.
All I'm saying is give me a discount if I'm going to work. That is work. You can never convince me that counting money in a taxi is not work. 063-641-8068. What do you have to say, Joburg?
Hi, UJFM.
Hello.
For me, I just believe it's just taxi etiquette. It's just the standard rule. You occupy the front seat, you do the math, and you're going to give us our change and stuff like that. You count the money because we don't want the driver to be distracted. We don't want accidents and stuff like that. But then on the part of whether you should be forced or not, by voluntarily occupying the front seat, you are binding yourself to counting the money and giving us our change. Just don't occupy the seat if you don't want to count the change.
Exactly.
Okay, but like, what if it's the only one left? Because that's what happened
Ask
in my
to
case.
swap.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't mind.
And a friend of mine was telling me that at this one time, she was like, oh, no, I'm just going to write the next text. And they're like, you're not going to write any.
If you don't
You think you have the luxury of choice here at my taxi rank? You're not riding any. 063-641-8068. Last chance for you, Joburg, to make your voice heard on this one. Should it be mandatory for you to count the money if you're occupying the front seat in a taxi, or should it be a choice? Megan Trainer. Then we take those last batch of responses as we try to see which side has more people, and obviously which side becomes the consensus of the city. Her name is Megan Trainer. It's called To the Moon. A few seconds before Cine gives you your current affairs, but quickly, let us settle this debate. When you have occupied the front seat in a taxi, do you think you should be forced to count the money when people are saying, hey, 3 of us in the 100 rands, 2 of us in the 50 rands, or do you think it should be something you're allowed to, decline and say, no, I'm not going to be counting the money and somebody else should take up the job. We want you to let us know right now. 0636418068. We've got a voice note here, but before that, let's start here. Nangu Ulungi eti, hi guys, I think front seat is a job. If you sit there, you're basically the CFO of the taxi. Count the money, balance the books, and keep it moving. It should be mandatory, which means you agree with Kwena, my friend. Another one coming in from Musakile who says, Aibo, not everyone wants admin at 7 a.m. guys. If I'm in the front seat because it was the only spot left, why must I suddenly become an accountant? I think it should be a choice. Thank you so much, which means we have 2 people who say you should count the money and 3 people so far who say you should not count the money. Let us take this one. It's the last one, and it comes in from Apiwe who says, for me, depends. If you're sitting in the front because you rushed there on purpose, well, you're counting. But if you landed there by mistake, give them a choice. Case by case, guys. I think that is the only way this one can go. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for sending that through. Let us listen to this one last voice note for this morning.
Hey guys.
Hello.
I don't think you should be forced to count money if you're sitting in the front seat. I mean, I'm also just a passenger in that taxi. So why should I be expected to go beyond my comfort? Whereas I've paid for the full ride and still get to count the money. No ways.
No ways,
But
bro.
I do think that if you maybe get a discount on your taxi fare, could actually be better.
Yeah. Listen, if you're on our side as well and you think money should not be counted, I think what you should have done was record this conversation, because the general consensus of the city is that we should not be forced. Now you'd be able to make your driver listen to it and say, hey, the city
They've
says
spoken.
we should
Joburg
not be
says.
forced. I should choose whether I want to do this or not. Anyways, 1 minute past the hour, 7 o'clock, straight into your news and your sports and traffic. After that, friends, at 10 past 7, we have a calculating to do. So be sure that you do stick around for that. Just gone 11 after 7 o'clock. Good morning to you. Welcome to the second hour of UJFM Breakfast. Ushering us in is music from Lil Wayne, Jelly Roll, as well as Big Sean. It's called Sharks. And my friends, we're getting into, this new feature that we have here on the show that I absolutely love. We call it the calculator, as in cow more. And then calculator as in you're calculating. We mix those two. Cows. Yes. Quite literally, we are calculating the amount of cows as we usher in the Lobola season. Because what I think is normally overshadows the fact that a lot of people are Lobola-ring around this time of the year is because of there's so many weddings as well. And the weddings are considered much bigger. So it's just like, hey, Sasha Tisatina. But I think there's a lot of Lobola that is happening right now.
I think everyone wants Lobola, bro. Who doesn't want? Who doesn't take the video of people at the gate? Who doesn't want a video of the people at the gate?
Oh, come on. And now people are like, they take advantage of it. They create social media content.
It's bigger than the wedding, if anything, bro. Some people would rather prefer a big lobola and just go sign at Home Affairs.
Because also, if you, look at it from a traditional point of view, it's like that's it. That's all you have to do.
That is the marriage.
That is the marriage, right? Even the law recognizes there's once you are lobolad,
you're customarily married.
Oh! Don't you dare think this is just we're not even married anyways. You are by law. So yes, it is Lobola season, and we're ushering in that season with nothing but fun. We in studio with you, Joburg, a part of the delegation on the bride's side of things. What you have to do, gentlemen of the city, is send us either a voice note or text on our WhatsApp line right now, 0636418068, letting us know the 3 main things that you consider as strengths about your partner and what you probably feel is maybe a weakness of theirs, something they're not so good at. Send us that as well. And from there on, we in studio with the entire city, we will tell you how much we would charge you for Lobola if we were her uncles. All right? And you, Joburg, same number, 0636418068. You let us know on there how much you think we should charge Mkwenyan. We have 3 main, I would say, points that you can just, pick. It's 20,000 rands, which is the lowest, 40,000 rands, the middle, and 70,000 rands, which is the highest. Once again, these amounts voted for by you, the city of Joburg, as the reasonable amounts for Lobola. So let us get into today. Sabelo is the one who hit us up and said, hey guys, 3 things about my partner that I love. She is so funny. She makes me laugh all the time. Brownie. She has my heart already, Sabelo. You're about to pay a lot of money, my guy, I'll tell you that. Number 2, he says that she's really good at the adult dance.
Oh. Okay.
The things that people do.
The tango.
The tango in the bedroom at night. And then lastly, supportive. She's the kind that is with you in public and corrects you privately. And I think these are the three main things that I love about her. However, the one thing that we always fight about, she takes 3 hours to get ready. How much would you charge me for lobola? Calculate is what Sabelo is saying we should do right now. Think about all these things. The strengths of Sabelo's partner. She's funny. She's good in the bedroom late at night. She's very supportive as well, especially in public, and corrects her partner in private. But the thing is, she takes 3 hours to get ready, so they always fight about time. How much would you charge? 20, 40, 70,000 rands. Those are the three different, points that we've just put out for you to have an easier time trying to, decide how much it is that you would charge as the uncle of the bride. On the other side of Sabrina Carpenter, we tell you our amounts as well as we just look and evaluate and assess all these, strengths and weaknesses that have been sent through by Usabelo. 0636418068. Let's calculate. It is called Espresso. It's coming in from Sabrina Carpenter on UJFM Breakfast this morning. 18 minutes after 7 o'clock is where this lady is taking us. It's the calculator on the radio. Lobola season is in full swing, friends. And we thought, let us be part of the delegation on the bride's side of things. All this is for fun purposes, by the way. Don't try to correct us and say, that's not how Lobola works. Please, we know. We know. We are just having fun with the season that we're in, okay? We've got our friend here, Sabelo, who has sent us 3 strengths about his partner, and the one thing that he doesn't like really about upadna wake. And from there on, we in studio with you, Joburg, at 063-641-8068 on WhatsApp. We're going to decide how much we would charge this guy for lobola if we were her uncles. All right, obviously the better the lady, the higher the amount. So the lesser the things we complain about as far as the characteristics we've been given by Sabelo, the higher the amount is going to be, and our cap is 70,000 rands. However, if we feel like the lady is just going to be too much work for Sabelo, we're taking it all the way down, possibly to 20,000 rands. And we want you to let us know, where would you, place yourself and position the charging of the lobola between 20 and 70,000 rands for a person who's funny. That is characteristic number 1. Very funny. Sabelo says, I laugh all the time. Number 2, she's really good at inkonzo yasekamelweni, the adult dance, what the adults do at night when the lights go off. Yes, she's really good at that. Number 3, she's very supportive as well. The kind that is with you in public but corrects you privately. But the one thing about her is that she takes 3 hours to get ready. And Sabelo has a problem with that. How much are you taking away from the 70K? Are you even taking away? Or do you think the full amount should just be as is?
I'm very fussy about time. Like, really fussy. So I'm going to have to take 10,000 off the top.
Okay.
For that.
All right.
In terms of the time. The rest, I think, are fine as is. Because I must say, I don't think women are genuinely funny. So for someone to be funny,
bro,
it's a huge thing.
Bro, I would love to be in a relationship with a funny person. Like,
and that dance is a very big deal. It makes or breaks relationships and marriages. So I think it's a big reward to say, no, this person knows what they're doing. So I think 60,000, I'm good.
Okay, 60,000 rands is what Gwena is charging Maluminzamai on this one. Miss Sine, Auntie Sine, yeah, because you would be an aunt if you're part of a delegation, right? How much would you charge this guy?
For me, I'd say 50.
50,000. And what is taking away the 20,000 rands from the top amount, which is 70?
For me, okay, yes, they can be funny, right? They can be good in the dance.
Yes.
Also, the third one being
supportive.
That they are very supportive. But I don't know. I don't think it would be good enough for that 70,000.
Oh, okay. So you don't really have a problem with the time aspect of things. You're just saying generally the strengths that have been given are not enough for 70.
To get you to 70,000 rand.
Okay. No, I get you. I'm not taking away anything. 70,000 rands as it is.
As is.
Yeah. I come on, guys. Isn't it all women who take 3 hours to get ready?
Yes.
Time is
do you know what Sinesipo once did? The very magazine we have here in the studio. I know of the fact that at some point, I was not there, but apparently a picture was supposed to be taken and someone was like, you don't have your lip gloss on. And she was like, oh,
Where's your lip
toss that
combo?
picture.
combo.
I have to go and get my lip combo. You understand? And so that's just ladies. If you are in a relationship with a lady, I think that is what you should expect, no?
Yeah.
So 70,000 rands is what I'm. Also, she's funny, guys. For me, this I would take it to 100,000 rands if that was
women
available.
aren't funny, bro.
Bro, so for
But
her
when
to
you
be
are funny,
I
it's a big
know.
deal.
So Sabelo, take it all out. 70,000 rands. Please do the things that needs to make the pods to happen. At 063-641-8068 on WhatsApp. Could be a voice note. It could be a text. Let us know how much you think your calculator is giving you for someone who's funny, someone who's really good at the adult dance, and somebody who's very supportive. However, takes 3 hours to get ready. The main amount is 70,000 rands and the lowest is 20,000 rands. In between these amounts, how much would you charge Usabelo if he was to come and pay Lobola for his muntu? Okay, gonna pay the bills and more music is coming up on the power playlist. Adikale festive season imo. You cannot tell me otherwise when songs like these are out. Aungazi, DJ Tira, PC Camp Masters. What were you guys doing? Like, what happens for a good song like this to just come out of a studio session? You know?
I've always wondered, artists always say the biggest song, I don't think it was going to be that big. Like you didn't realize that this was going to be huge when you were making this?
Yes.
What did you think was going to happen?
What did you think? Was there another option in your head? Please, don't play with us. I mean, but people can lie. We had Central SRC president yesterday saying he never planned to be president. I was like, you cannot trick me.
Wow.
So, yeah, you know what? Let's get straight into it. If you're joining us now, we're doing the calculator. It is a Lobola feature that we have here on the show, just ushering in the Lobola season that is currently in full swing all around Mzansi. People have been saving up the whole year to be, the people who go and and it's the best season of the year, if you ask me. And we're asking you to let us know how much you would charge if you were the uncles of the bride or the potential bride-to-be. How much would you charge for Lobola, specifically for this lady that we have here today, a lady who happens to be Sabelo's girlfriend. Sabelo says that this lady is funny. She's really good at the adult dance. She's supportive, the kind that is with you in public, correct you privately. But she takes 3 hours to get ready, and Sabelo has a problem with that. And he's asking how much would we charge him for Lobola as the uncles. All of us, City of Joburg, we are the uncles, namhlanje ekuseni. How much are you charging Usabelo for Lobola? 063-641-8068. We've got the first one here from Umtunzi, who says, hi guys, I'm down in Joburg CBD. I think the studio uncles, have really spoken right here. I think that Sabelo, if you're looking at the strengths of this woman, it's giving wife of the year. But that 3-hour makeup session, I think we should charge you about 7 cars, which would be in and around 60,000 rands.
Yeah.
So 60,000 rands is where Umtunzi is placing it. We've got another one here from Anele, who says, good morning, team. Funny, let's give that 2 cows. The adult dance, that's a very specialized skill, my friends. Let's give that 5, which already takes it to 7. And then the fact that she is supportive but keeps you in line, I do think deserves another 2 cows. So about 9 in total. Which is just would be the total 70,000 rands, because he didn't mention the price on this one. So let's just say full 70,000 rands on this one. And one last one that is coming in from Spusiso. Spusiso says, yo, Sabelo, she's supportive in public and correct you privately. That is wife material of the highest order. I cannot agree more, my friend, right there. Saying, so we are going to just start the negotiations at 70,000 rands. And the fact that she delays everyone, however, with her claim time, we're going to take it 5,000 rands down, which is going to be 65,000 rands.
I completely agree. I think we've reached a consensus that my price, 60, 65,
is the right one.
Is where we want to be.
Yeah. It feels like that is the general consensus of the city. And we absolutely love to see it, man. I'll tell you that. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. 063-641-8068 is how you continue to connect with us throughout the course of the show this morning. On the way, there is a bet that Kwena and I made earlier this year because we are friends, but we are enemies at the highest level when you think about the fact that I support Orlando Pirates and he supports Kaizer Chiefs. Chiefs. And that, once again, is put to display in the next few moments here on UJFM Breakfast. Be sure that you do stick around. It's up next. Her name is Lady Zamar. She is on UJFM this morning saying, love is blind. I can tell you that for free. I've been there. Hi, it is blind ganiti. When you are in it.
Why aren't you seeing?
I into everything guba inkungu. Bro, they could literally tell you, how look at your partner cheating on you.
That's not my partner.
Like, this is my partner.
My partner
Would never do that.
He doesn't own that shirt.
I know. So really, love is blind is indeed. When ladies are mad. Thank you so much for this one. 7:40 is the time. If you're joining us now, UJFM Breakfast until 9 o'clock. Kamala goes Zethembe, Khona uKwena, ukhona noSinesipho as well. Now, a few months ago, I think 2 months ago to be exact, Kwena and I decided to challenge each other. And maybe we did not even challenge each other. We challenged our teams, the teams that we support here in South Africa. For me, being Orlando Pirates, and for Kwena, Kaizer Chiefs. And our bet was something along these lines. I want you to take a very careful listen, because for the next few minutes, say the next 15 minutes, we're going to be giving you a closure. We are closing this journey of this bet, which has been, I think, such an important and a beautiful part of the show, with the entire city just chipping in as well to say who it is that they think is going to win the bet that I made with Kwena. Take a listen. Listen, it was 3 weeks ago when Kwena said, Zethembe, I love you so much. I want to add 500 rands to your festive season
Accusations. False accusations.
That is what you said. You know why? Because we've got 500 rands on the table. Zethembe versus Kwena. Or should I say Orlando Pirates versus Kaizer Chiefs? Because in time for the PSL break on the 3rd of December, Kwena and I made a bet that says Orlando Pirates will be higher on the log. I'm making that particular bet. I'm saying 500 rands, I'm putting it on the table. That on the 3rd of December, Orlando Pirates will be higher on the Betway Premiership log table. And you are saying, no, it's Kaizer Chiefs, they will be higher.
Yes, we will be there.
At the time at which we made this bet, Kaizer Chiefs was at 14 points, having played 7 matches, and was at position 3 in the log. Orlando Pirates was at 12 points, having played 6 matches, and was at position 6. How are things looking like currently, Mr. Nsomai?
Well, currently Orlando Pirates is 3rd on the log, having played 7 matches and on 15 points. Then Kaizer Chiefs have played 8 matches and are in 5th place with 15 points as well. So we're equal on points. However, you have a game in hand.
That is exactly how things were looking like the last time we gave you an update on this bet of ours. And I mean, yesterday, for example, a lot has happened ever since then.
Yeah.
Yesterday, for example, I won. The Orlando Pirates won against Chippa United in the Betway Premiership, giving me 3 more points and just giving me that lead really in this game and this bet that me and Kwena have together. How are you feeling about that, Kwena? Because I don't think it's looking good for you.
You know what? Statistically, it's still possible. It's very much possible.
I know.
Because as we speak, Orlando Pirates is 2nd on the log with 25 points. We're equal on matches on 11 fixtures apiece. And Chiefs is on 22 points. But our match tonight against Magesi has been postponed. So by the time the 3rd of December comes, you might still have a game in hand.
Yeah.
So we might have to revisit or think of a technicality in that sense. Yes, but right now there's 2 games. There's 2 games for Chiefs before that time. And there's 2 for Pirates. With Pirates facing Durban City on the 29th of November. And then Richards
And that
Bay,
is this coming Saturday, right?
Yes, and then Richards Bay on the 2nd of December, which is next week.
Is
Is it next week? Yes, it is next week.
It is next week on Tuesday.
Spot on. And then Kaizer Chiefs would be playing the 30th of November and on the 3rd of December against Chippa United. So because our game today is postponed, we actually will be equal on matches, and then we can decide who is winning.
Okay, so on the way, we're looking at the probable outcome, everything from what has to happen on Kaizer Chiefs' side of things for Kwena to win this bet, and what has to happen on my side, which is Orlando Pirates, for me to be able to get this 500 rands. I am so in faith. Dim loyal right now. I have faith that this 500 rands is living in my household all the way to Guamadonsela Guamlambo, where I am from. Okay, on the way we get into that, be sure that you let us know as well at 0636418068 who you think between myself and Kwena is more on the money, and we'll be getting the money as well. DJ Kent on the way. DJ Kenton Moti, it's called Don't Let Go. What a banger, what a classic. That saxophone there at the back is doing something else. It is the sax, right?
It's a trumpet.
Trumpet. Oh. I should know a trumpet because I'm a fan of Pastor Nathaniel Bassi. He's from Nigeria. He's known for playing the trumpet so well. Also, I should know because that's what's gonna blow when Jesus comes to
when
fetch
it's
me.
time.
Yes,
No,
when my father comes to fetch me.
You're gonna be expecting a saxophone. It's never coming.
You see, it's never coming. I need to get my facts straight before the big day comes. I'll tell you that. By the way, one very fun fact about this song, DJ Kent, Don't Let Go. Not fun, really, but I think just something that makes me feel that's why he's a legend.
Yeah.
He is the one doing the Don't Let Go. He's on the vocals, right?
shoot.
And apparently the reason why was because he felt like no one was going to execute what he wanted, and he decided to take matters into his own hands.
No,
and that is how we have this banger.
A wise man once said,
Yeah.
if you want things done right,
Do it
yourself.
yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why he's the legend that he is. That ear. We have so many great vocalists in the country, bro. Once he even has worked with, but he was just like, for this one,
I need
it has to happen a certain way, and no one can do it like that. Shout out to him.
Gotta put me first.
7:49, done better. We had a very bad year. Myself and Gwena decided to just, throw our 500 rands into this hat here, the pot here, and we were just like, you know what, Gwena? If Orlando Pirates is higher than Kaizer Chiefs in the Betway Premiership by the end of this year, which is just in time for the local break, right? You will give me 500 rands. And the reason why you will is because you think that if Kaizer Chiefs will be higher than Orlando Pirates on the Betway Premiership, right? And we've already spoken about what how things were looking like the last time we did this, and how they're looking like right now. And now we're just looking at what needs to happen for either of us to get this money this coming weekend.
spot on. So seeing that the biggest club in Africa plays continental football, we are forced to miss two of our fixtures on the 30th of November against, because we're playing on the 30th, so we can't play on the 29th and the 30th.
Oh.
Hence tonight was also postponed because we had another fixture too recently.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So with that being said, we have to move our bet up to this week. So by Monday, we will know our by next week Friday, let me put it that way. We will know our standing as to who.
Why next week Friday? Next week Friday is the 5th, right?
Sorry, by Monday.
By
this
Monday.
Monday, actually.
Next
Sorry,
week
not
Monday.
Yeah,
Okay.
by this Monday, we will know. And for me to win, Orlando Pirates needs to lose.
Yeah.
And they also mustn't score either.
Oh.
Because remember, if we're equal on points, you need to go to goal difference.
Yes.
And
That's where we have to go.
The goal difference right now is 11 to 7. So I need to score 4 goals or more. And Chiefs they did that recently. But I'm not sure, man.
You're not sure if they're going to be able to pull it off this time around.
So
I can you guys are busy with international fixtures.
We are
tired.
booked and busy. We are tired.
And it's costing you now. So what you are saying essentially, Gwena, is that after the matches that we're playing this coming weekend, that the teams are playing this coming weekend, what has to happen for me to pay you the 500 rands that is on the table, I would have, which is Orlando Pirates, Orlando Pirates would have to lose.
Yes, outright lose.
And then you have to score 4+ goals.
And not concede.
And not concede any.
That's only for me to equal you on goal difference.
Yes, because even if I lose and you win, we're going to have the same points, which would be 25, right? And
28 rather, sorry. You're currently on 25. Oh, no, 25.
No, 25.
Yes, I'll go to 25. I'm on 22. I thought we were equal. Sorry.
So at 25, what is then going to happen is that we will have to look at the goal difference.
Yes.
Should we need to go there? However, should I just draw or win?
Yes.
It's over. You're sending me this 500 rand.
I need Durban City. Gavin Hunting and his boys must do something for me. Do something for the nation.
Yeah, unfortunately they can't, because you know what? Orlando Pirates has been doing so well in the past few, months and weeks. This season has just been really good to us. Because if I win also, even Sundown's down. Huh? I'm fighting, yeah. I'm building, yeah. We are building, yeah. So that is exactly what's going to happen, family. Should Orlando Pirates draw, win, or lose, but Kaizer Chiefs does not score up to 4 points, Orlando Pirates wins, which means I get the 500 rands. And for Gwena, I would have to lose. That's Orlando Pirates. And Kaizer Chiefs would have to win by not conceding, however, scoring more than 4 goals.
Yes.
That is what will have to happen. Let us find out how things go this weekend. It's going to go up on our social media platforms at UJFM on social media. Right now, follow us because all the handover, even though it's going to be virtual, is going to happen.
Yeah, and I must say, they're also stacked against me. I need to bet on 2 teams from KZN, your home province. I'm being set up for failure here. I feel like these 2 teams might just ruin my weekend just because you're from KZN.
That's the thing. You can't bet even on the ones from Free State. That one from Free State, because even Leonia, it knows Leona. They know. They know. They know my beatings this season. So you wouldn't even be able to bet on that, would you now, sir?
So if I
I know.
I choose.
That is how it's going to happen. Then, family, let us know. Hashtag UJFM Breakfast. Who do you think is going to take this one between myself and Ukwena? I think it's quite clear, but I mean, you can always be faithful. You're going to try and have faith.
Nothing to have hope.
You know? Try and have that as you let us know right now. 0636418068 as well. Voice note or text over there. It is music from Amos Sunoma Kosinu Kona on this one. M1. It's called Umusa. In a few seconds, Sinesipo gives you your current affairs once again. It is that time where she just tells you what's happening all around the city, all around the country, and all around the world. And after that, at 10 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock, we are hanging out with one of my favorite broadcasters in the entire world. He is one of South Africa's most decorated entertainers, and you want to stay with us as we dive into his journey in the entertainment industry, from music to hosting some of the country's biggest live TV productions. I mean, right now, if you're taking that lunch break at work, you probably would hear him on what is the biggest urban commercial station in the country, which I think are all great things that we get to chat to him about at 10 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock. ProVerb is on the way, live on UJFM Breakfast. Good morning. Just gone 10 minutes past the hour, 8 o'clock. Welcome to the third and final hour of UJFM Breakfast. Hanging out with myself, Zethembe. Kwenanzamai is here. Sinesipo Siqaba on your news as well. And right now, I did tell you a few moments ago that we will be hanging out with one of South Africa's most decorated entertainers. He does it all, from music to songwriting to hosting some of the biggest live productions that we have in this country. He's also an author, an academic. I can go on and on. I think it is safe to call him a jack of all trades, and maybe this time around, a master of all as well. There's nothing he does that he doesn't do well. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for ProVerb! Yeah. So excited to have you, sir. Master of all, as I've said. How do you do it all? I mean, you are currently on the biggest urban commercial station in the nation, entertaining our people during their lunch breaks, on the midday link up. But outside of that, you're an author. I know that you're busy with school as well. All of it, all at once. How does it happen?
Firstly, good morning. Good morning to your listeners as well. Such a kind intro. Thank you so much for those kind words. I think I try it all.
Yeah.
You know, what works, what doesn't. But you just keep trying, keep developing, keep growing, keep learning.
Yeah.
Keep listening.
Sure.
And along the way, you sort of collect progress as you go. And I think that's maybe where you find me.
Oh man, beautiful
along the
stuff. And as we speak of you being the master of all trades, soon enough, we are putting it out there. You are going to be named the Master of Business Administration as well. I know you've been on your journey with trying to get that MBA. Talk to me about that journey and maybe that one lesson that you feel it taught you, the one thing you wouldn't have learned if it wasn't for your MBA journey that you now know.
Oh man, that's a profound question.
Sure.
And it's not as simple as you would imagine. Anyway, so I'm literally on the verge. I've got one more exam, which is on Saturday.
Sure.
Then I've got a sort of a leadership module that I want to do first quarter of next year. Then, God willing, I should graduate next year. But having said that, you know, the one lesson is to interrogate everything, to question everything, to never assume your perspective is the right one, to consider that there are multiple perspectives, and to sort of collate all of those until you arrive at the logical conclusion. And even the term logical is kind of loose. So my MBA has led me to believe. So nothing is necessarily logical, but there's always an outcome that serves the majority, and that's the one you always go for.
Yeah.
You know.
And I mean, your career as an entertainer has spent over 2 decades now. We're going for 3, if I'm not mistaken. But what you've done with it, which I think is so beautiful, is that you've coupled it with education. As we speak of the MBA, last year, I believe you graduated with your BBA.
Last year?
Was it last year?
Was it? It feels... I think so.
I think
yes, no, it is. I completed the year before. You always graduate a year
the
after,
following year,
which is also when I had started my MBA. Yes.
Beautiful stuff. But also then you've always been that person to just always go for that qualification. I know you do have qualification in sound engineering, and as a man in property, it is not something that you just woke up and decided to do. You also took it upon yourself that I'm going to learn about this. What's the intention behind this? Coupling your talents with education, not just believing maybe the talent alone will be enough.
Firstly, you know, I appreciate how you embellish the profile and just make it sound like I'm this sort of profound knowledge-seeking, wise individual.
Aren't you now, bro?
Not.
Okay.
Let me explain. So, you know, my academic journey started right here on this very premises. It was called Wits Tech back in my day. We're talking now in 99.
Okay.
I don't even know where you were back then.
I was days. Not even thought of. My parents had not even met at the time. Yeah.
Now, I came to study IT, which I absolutely failed. I didn't even make it to the exam. I didn't qualify for. The very following year, I went on to do computer science, which was at Midrand University, which is now Graduate Institute. That one, I didn't even make it to half of the year.
Yeah.
So as far as academics, I have never had a great relationship with school. Listen, I barely made it out of.
Sure.
So all of this was kind of born off of a need and recognizing that entertainment, though a passion of all of ours, is very short-lived. It's brutal. It's unforgiving.
Yeah.
So just to kind of try and bolster life and consider what life was to be after entertainment, that's when I began to pursue academia. So I started with doing the short courses, everything from your tax law, investment management. I did a property course as well. And then I kind of developed the appetite and acumen for higher learning, and that's when I started to formalize it, and I went and I did my BBA first, currently finishing my MBA, and honestly I hope to pursue my DBA if I can.
There you have it. It should happen, and we hope that it does indeed.
Amen.
You know, just one question from me. So you know, with people of color, it tends to happen that entertainment industry is something that's frowned upon. So how do you go about like selling it, for lack of a better word, to your parents to say, this is what I want to do and this is how it's going to work for me?
I didn't, brother. I failed. And you know something, in hindsight, there was a lot they were right about, which I only kind of found out 10, 15, 20 years into it, that one should always have options. So I honestly wish I had listened. My folks were absolutely right. There were many opportunities that I believe I squandered because I was chasing this dream so blindly. And I don't discourage anyone from pursuing it. I just say couple it. Empower yourself in such a way that you have options, that you do it because you love it, because you want to, because you're good at it, you're talented at it. But once it begins, once you reach a sell by date, whether it be age or there's just somebody better than you just have options to pivot.
Yes, sir.
So that's kind of something I denied myself early in the day because I wanted this so blindly. I got it, and then it showed its true colors.
Yeah.
And only now I'm beginning to try and add things to my skill set so that I can pivot. So my advice would be to say, somebody starting, to just kind of equip yourself with a pool and a plethora of skills so that your options are broader, wider.
Plenty. I love that, because I know there's a Zethembe out there who thinks that, I'm talented and that alone is going to take me wherever. And it really can. But what if it doesn't?
Yes,
what if it doesn't? You need to have your options, as you've said. I love that. On the way, we continue chatting about your very illustrious career. I want us to talk about radio then and radio now, because you started as a producer in the early 2000s. 2000s, and now you're on air. I want to know about that transition, and of course, we chat to health with it. It's all on the way. If you have any questions for the men in here with us, 063-641-8068 on WhatsApp. It could be a VN, it could be a text, or even better yet, give us a call, 011-559-1653. This is UJFM Breakfast. It is the best of local sounds on UJFM Breakfast. Tags in on this one, Hamba no Brendan Praise, Batinjalo. 22 minutes after the hour, 8 o'clock. You tuning into UJFM Breakfast with Zethembe, Kwena and Sinesipho. And right now we're hanging out with ProVerb, chatting all things his career, but also just, looking into, what he recently released, the beautiful body of work that he recently released, called To Health With It. That is coming up shortly. How you get to ask any question to him is at 063-641-8068. Now, Pro, we've spoken about a lot of things from your academia and all of that. And now I want us to dive straight into what a lot of us know you for. You just being the entertainer that you are. Specifically, getting into the industry that we're in right now, radio. Early 2000s, you are a producer to one of the most iconic breakfast shows till date. A lot of people all the time when they speak about great radio in South Africa, they reference that breakfast show as one of the top ones, right? But now you're on air. Talk to me about the transition, because I know it did not just happen now. It happened from a few years ago.
Yeah.
However, when it did happen, how did you find it to be like? Because I know that also there's a difference between TV and radio, right?
Sure.
So how did you take that transition, and how did you find your feet in the radio space?
So, as far as radio goes, I studied sound engineering, which I completed in 2002. Then started submitting demos to the radio station, which was at the mall at the time. And I then got the job, as you correctly say, to be a technical producer for the breakfast show. Cutting jingles, promos, liners, recording all of the guests who will come through. Everything a technical producer does. I'm preaching to the choir here. You guys
I know.
Yeah. And so, the bug kind of bit me then. I had aspirations of pursuing an on-air career from that point already, but it didn't happen for many years.
Sure.
I would always record and submit and record and submit. Nowadays, you had to still record demos.
Yeah.
I think you may still have. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, we had to submit demos. But, I didn't achieve much luck until I went to the national station, which was closer to now 2007-ish.
Okay.
Is when I initially went over. Also to do technical production for what was the Drive Time show back then.
Another iconic one.
For sure.
So iconicness is very aligned with you, eh?
You kind. So I had the dual role of being the content as well as the technical producer.
Okay.
And so on weekends, they used to have a training slot, Saturday, Sunday, 3 to 6 a.m., which I put my hand up for, and I said I would like to try my shot at, which I was allowed to do for a couple of years. I did that Saturday, Sunday, 3 to 6 from about 2007 to about 2009. I don't know if you care for the timeline specifically. Anyways, and then soon after that, I then went to the private radio station, the one that's out in Sandton. And I did the weekday slot, which was Monday to Friday, 4 to 6 a.m. I did that for a little bit. This is concurrently when the big TV show was now taken off as well. So I did that for a number of years. And so after that, I then went to the other private radio station. Am I allowed to mention them, by the way?
Yes, because they're not our direct enemies, right?
Gotcha.
They're not our peers yet.
Okay, cool. Then if you're following the timeline, it started at YFM. I then went over to Metro FM to do the training slot. Then I went to Highveld, which is now 947, to do the Monday to Friday, 4 to 6 a.m. After that, I was at Kaya FM. I did the weekend slot, which was Fridays and Saturdays. And then since I am now back at the national station, Metro FM, doing the weekday slot 12 to 3.
And how do you think you've remained at the top of your game for all these years? Because it's many years, and I think maybe there are certain things that one would overlook, certain traits, certain values that you've possessed all over these years that you feel have, kept you up there.
Look, I am a firm believer in the soft skills. I think everything else is can be learned, can be taught. It's also a little bit superficial. We can all we can all speak the Queen's language.
Yeah.
We all have the little twang.
Sure.
We can all do the, all of those things, right?
Yeah.
We all have a degree of personality and blah, blah, blah. But for me, the soft skills are, pitching up on time, being reliable, committing to what you said you were going to do. Somebody we can count on, will deliver, will come prepared, will go above and beyond, will do a little bit more than what's asked, will do greater than the bare minimum. Those for me, I feel like are the differentiators. I've seen it in others. I have learned, I try and apply in my own life and world.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of what sets you apart.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Let's quickly jump into your journey as author. Recently,
let's do it.
You came through and you say to health with it, which, by the way, is something definitely a lyricist of note would come up with. I can never be me.
Yeah.
It can never be me. So that, because we know to hell with it, right?
Yeah.
But then you said no to health with it. When does this title come about? Is it before you start writing? Is it during the writing, or is it after? Because I know that people always say, it was just before I started. I started because I had the title already. But some say I didn't know the title, I just had the concept. And at the end, I was like, here's the title right here.
For sure. Firstly, it's my second book, right?
Yes.
So, and the first one I mentioned because I actually did the whole launch here as well at some point. I was at UJ doing the whole thing. Anyway, so immediately thereafter, then the publisher and I had a conversation about what the second book would be about and the concept and all that. And I always had this call it lofty idea. At the time, which I honestly had to grow into this person to be able to write it. I then had to have, I guess, some life experiences which I could then collate for this book. But also, what then kind of solidified the concept for me was, as a part of my MBA studies, we did what is known as a personal mastery course. And in there, I kind of got to learn about the respective quotients. I always thought there was only ever IQ, EQ. But, I learned about SQ and, PQ and all these other kind of Qs and so on. And so when I got the understanding that combined with my life experiences, then the concept solidified about the respective health. But also my personal experiences, having gone through my own little traumas, my physical transformation. I went from weighing 100 kgs to leading a healthier lifestyle. My academic pursuits started then shaping what was to be my academic health and my professional health. That would be the PQ. I saw, perhaps you were wondering, I don't know. Made me think about occupational health. And then I started thinking about life holistically and realizing how in conjunction all of the respective quotients work to help lead towards a balanced life. And
then to health with it came about.
And to health with it. But it made me think about if the title came first or the concept came first. That I'm going to have to think about. I cannot remember specifically.
But what I want you to tell me about, because I think you mastered something that every author, obviously, I think worries about, the cover art and the title. So as you look at the to health with it, you can see that there at the back, the hell is there, but it's fading out and the health is coming forth, which obviously would mean that we are saying no to hell and we're saying yes to health. But it also almost to an extent makes me feel, I'm assuming here, you let me know if I'm correct, that you're also talking about a space that you've been at, which you would call the hell, and the space at which you're at now, which you would call the health part. Talk to me about the hell.
Listen, that's exactly it. So, with all the aspects, I start off by detailing the hell part of it. And how I arrived at making the decision to pursue the healthier aspect of it. So like the example I made, I start the book by detailing how an exec referred to me as fat during one of the Idols production meetings. And that at least that for me set me on course to pursue my healthier life. Then I detail all of my traumas, and a lot of which were public and known information and all that. And I speak about how I had to then embark on my mental health journey to kind of get to where I am, and emotional and my family health and all the aspects really. I sort of to make it relatable and real, and to show you that these are lived experiences, I have to sort of detail the difficulties in order to then showcase the victories as well.
Beautiful stuff. It's 8:31. We're going to quickly jump into the news. The conversation of To Health With It is not done. There's still something else that I want to find out from this man regarding this book. So be sure that you do stick around for it. Once again, the number is 0636418068. If you do have any question for him, or just even a message of love. Sometimes you just love someone and you want to share that love. Anything this morning, we're accepting it on that number. Sinesipo with your news. Title, Hold On. It's Maya Amolo. Other people like Nicki Minaj will say holds on, and normal people like us say hold on. Okay? It's taking us to 8:40 on UJFM Breakfast. If you're joining us now, Kamlam Zethembe. Kwena is here, Ukona Nosino Sipo, and we are joined by ProVerb. And right now we're chatting about his latest offering when he's an author, because there's many things, but he's also an author on top of it all. It's called To Health With It. We've spoken now about the title, how it came about, and just your journey from hell to health. Not literal hell, obviously, but just a place that you would describe as hell to where you are right now. And you did say that the book touches on the holistic perspective of health, right? We're looking at it from all perspectives. And I love the fact that you've already touched on the fact that it was also during your MBA journey that you were finding out more about other things that you probably wouldn't have thought about to write about on the book. Exactly. Tell me about that, the importance of research and just consulting maybe with a few sources of research when putting together a book like this, because it's beautiful that you share your personal experiences, but backing it up with research, I think that just takes it further.
Look, there are always experts in a particular field. There's always somebody who has done extensive research in a particular topic. So why not leverage and harness that information, couple it with your personal information so that you can write something credible. Also, something that can verify. You guys would know, you do assignments. Sightings only just support what you were thinking and saying anyway. So it's almost the equivalent of what an academic citing would be. It's to say, these are my thoughts, these are my life experiences, but an expert in the space has said this
about my thoughts.
So here are the similarities, and here's, using that information and this, we can sort of carve new information.
I love that. And of course, I think it gives the book credibility.
100%.
I know that when I read, I'm not just reading from someone who decided to wake up and be an author. No, it's somebody who actually put in time and research into making sure that what I get here, no pun intended now, is a holistic experience of not only his thoughts, but also, the research of many other people who are experts at it. And
in fact, I was going to say just that. That, just because you have an experience in something, it doesn't necessarily make you an expert in it. I may have been able to, say, lose 20 kgs. It doesn't necessarily make me a fitness or health, physical health expert all of a sudden. So it helps to reference one to say, yes, but the expert said this, which supports my thinking.
I love that. And talk to me then about that balancing of all these, different types of health, I would call them that, when you're in the public eye. Because I think when you're in the public eye like you are, what also does happen is that not only the good happens in public, but sometimes the bad as well. Other people have the privilege of losing their jobs and nobody knows, just them and their family. But if you're not on the lineup, we now know, it doesn't have that job anymore. Things like that. The failures, the ups, the downs. How do you maintain this balance in the public eye? How easy or hard it is to do so?
No, listen, I couldn't care for that. In my mind, that's an occupational hazard. I don't do anything I do because it'll result in any kind of public exposure. You understand? I think the exposure is just a byproduct of what we love to do. So for me, that's it doesn't inform how I arrive at any kind of decisions. I don't make any decisions because I'm trying to service it. I just think it happens to come with what we do, but it's not what I'm after. So for me, my life will happen regardless. And should it so happen that it ends up on the front cover.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate, but it's not what I did it.
No, I get you. I get
Does that
you.
make sense?
It
Yeah,
does.
a lot,
It
yeah.
really does. A lot. On the way, there's a game I want us to play.
Let's do it.
It's called Sneaky Link, but it's not as
the
naughty as
title,
it
yo.
sounds. I know
Yeah,
it
let's
sounds
go.
naughty, but not as naughty. So on the way, that is what we're doing, and it is going to be based on your career. So I want to see how well your memory serves you in what you've been doing for over 2 decades now. If you want to hear that, Joburg, be sure that you do stick around. 0636418068, still taking in your questions for ProVerb. Beautiful music from Unomcebo Zigode, uhamba noToken umthunzi on this one. It's called Zethembe. Just 11 minutes before 9 o'clock, we are still hanging out with ProVerb, chatting about, you see, if this was a podcast, I think we'd be able to go to just about 10 hours to discuss each and every single thing that you've been able to do throughout these years. But right now, I just want to test your memory throughout the years and how well you've been able to keep
want
up
you to
with
know.
certain things in check, right?
Disclaimer, I just want to put it out there.
Okay, so that we get it when things don't go the way that we would hope they do, right?
Aye.
It's called Sneaky Link, as I said. It sounds naughty, I did say, but it's not. How it works is that I'll give you a few clues, and these clues will all have one link about them, but it's not going to be so obvious. So you'd have to think to see what about these things is similar. Where have these things coexisted together? And it will be somewhere in your career. All right. The first one is Michelle McLean.
Michelle McLean sounds like a Miss SA former winner,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Is that your first guess?
Yes.
Which is unfortunately incorrect.
What was she again?
I
But she
can't
was a
say
former
yet.
Miss SA though, right? Oh, you can't say
I
yet.
can't say yet. So I have to keep on giving you the clues until I've run out of them, and then I can reveal it to you if you cannot get it after that, right?
Okay.
The second one is Bridget Masinga.
Yeah, Bridge, my girl. What about her?
Yeah, so her and Michelle have something in common, and that's our sneaky link, and that's what we want you to crack this morning.
You know, incidentally, she was a former, I think she was the second princess Miss SA too.
Yes,
funny enough.
at
So
some point. I
you're
think the
really
early
making my
2000s.
brain go in that direction. It's not like all access or something, right? I don't know.
No. The last one that I'm going to
Terrible.
give you this morning
Oh
is
my
Lala
gosh.
Hirayama.
Yeah, she was.
What
on
have these
V
ladies all
Entertainment.
done that is just similar, and it is somewhere in your career as well?
Damn it! Why? Lala Hirayama, massive fan of hers, by the way.
Yeah,
as
oh, she's
well.
amazing.
In fact, we did Miss SA together. Me
That
and Lala.
is the link.
Oh,
these
so
ladies-
why are you making me down? You made me down my whole life.
All these ladies, you did Miss South Africa with them at some point as
I
your
thought
commentators,
so.
as your co-host on that one. So you get that one. Let's move on to the next one.
My nerves.
The next one is, this is the first clue of the next sneaky link.
Yeah.
Shanae Naidu.
Shanae Naidu.
Yes. Your mouth has uttered that name before.
Shanae Naidu.
Yebo.
Okay.
Naidu.
Go on, but you said, but there's more clues.
Yes, there's more
gather,
clues. Should I
right?
go on?
Okay, yes, please.
The next one is Adia van de Heerden.
No, okay, go on.
The next one is Demi Lee Nell Peters.
No, it's definitely another.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's South African Idol's contestants, right?
Is it? No.
Because I remember like a Demi Lee. We had a Demi Lee once,
Uh-huh.
but the other names you made me doubt completely.
Never any other place where you could have mentioned a Demi Lee? No? As a maybe winner of something?
A Demi Lee.
Yes.
I remember, you know how these names always sound in my
Yeah.
mind. I can always remember when I've said it like, when you have to like scream it at the end.
Yes.
Demi Lee.
Demi Lee, that is exactly
But
how it
I'm
sounded.
like, but what was the context though?
So
Where
the-
was I when I said that?
The context of this one, I'm going to give you just one last clue to see if you can't get it. Buipilo Mabe.
This sounds like it's still Miss SA.
Uh-huh.
I definitely know
And it
from
could
Miss
be.
SA. I think we're still talking Miss SA.
But what exactly about Miss SA? And what do these ladies have in common? That's what I want the link.
So the link, no, I don't know.
You don't know? So you, alongside Miss World 2014, Rolene Strauss in 2017, announced these ladies as the top 5 for Miss SA 2017.
Yo, but now wait a minute now.
Yeah.
You're asking things that are too
I
specific.
know, but maybe this one should be
my
easy.
word.
Let's try it out and let's see how it goes. The first clue of it, this is our last one by the way, is Nothing New.
Yeah, that's a song of mine
Mm-hmm.
that came out in I think it was mine.
Mm.
It was a single on the final album, 2015.
Yeah, the final album being the Red
Red
Tape. Okay, the
Yeah.
Red Tape. Well, that is the link. The others that I would have mentioned, Longevity, It's Over Now, One For You, and Master's Degree, which are all songs from the Red Tape, as you've said.
For
so,
sure.
yeah, you did not do too bad. I think I made it too hard. Because
the second one was crazy.
yeah,
though.
it can't be 20 years, and I expect you to remember the tiniest of details like that.
Also remember, you're asking me something I created versus names I read on a teleprompter. That's a different thing, right?
And you've read how many names on a
Come on.
teleprompter so far? So yeah, I made it hard. Let's just say you won. I want us to close it off now, Pro. 5 minutes before 9 o'clock, Joburg. A lot of men, I believe, can identify with you in that you are a father, they are fathers, in that you are a brother, a friend. I can go on, with the many things that they might see in you and they, go through as well, or they are as well. We are wrapping up November soon, and November is International Men's Month.
Yeah.
Speaking of health, speaking of anything outside of health as well, what would you say is the one thing that you wish us as men would do more? Maybe something that you've employed in your life that has made life much better, that you wish the men of South Africa, the men who look up to you as well, could employ more. It could be just rest more, gentlemen, or whatever that you think men are not doing enough of, and it's quite imperative that we do much of that.
I just think, man, when we spend time together, we don't use enough of it to call each other out, to build each other up, to learn from each other, to exchange ideas, to network and to engage and, together to sort of build positive movements.
Yeah.
Generally, we get together to get up to mischief, to talk rubbish, to share jokes, to share memes, to all these things that, for me, I don't think move us any kind of forward.
Sure.
So I would just say to, turn our times together into sort of more fruitful, because listen, we have so many resources at our disposal. You'll find out that someone you interact with does a LLB, someone does alternate medicine, someone else does, and you're like, but why don't we ever pull from any of these and contribute and together just kind of move each other forward, even if it's just to listen to each other, to confide in each other. So many men, and you see it across all the platforms. We've seen the narrative many times, suffer in silence, because we are prideful as we are, we are leaders in society, in our families and so on, and therefore we need to keep up the rules of strong and impenetrable, and life doesn't faze us. And I just think the safe space is when we're together, and we need to just kind of harness it and think of it in that way.
Oh man, that's beautiful. Pro, we cannot thank you enough for coming through to join us this morning, not only to speak about the work that has inspired so many of us. You raised us, quite literally. We saw you do it.
Sure.
And we thought, so it's possible, because look at him. He looks like me and he's doing it. And so we thank you so much for honoring this invite and joining us to chat about this career that has inspired us so much. Also, I did mention to you off air that today happens to be our last show of the year, and we said we have to do it big. And we don't think it could have gotten any bigger. So thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Listen, I want to thank you, man. I wish you guys, knew how inspired, by you I am.
Sure.
Listening and seeing, young people, and I mean no disrespect by referring to you as such, but just young people who are focused, who are forward thinking, who are driven, who are, building the future life. I cannot wait to marvel at who you guys are to be. You're already doing it. to be a part of your sort of journey at this phase excites me, because it means in a number of years I'm going to see you all successful in your respective fields, and I'm going to say, man, you know, I interacted with that guy one time. I interacted with that lady
I know
one
her,
time.
yes.
Yeah, when she comes up with new medication that's Chinese and this and compliment, and I'm going to, you know, I interacted with her one time. She was out there reading the news. So it's really inspirational to see, man. I have youngsters myself who are young adults coming into their own. I cannot help but compare them in my mind and just think, you know, this is the generation that's going to do incredible things, man. So thanks so much for letting me interact with you all as well.
Thank you so much. There you have it, Joburg, ProVerb on UJFM Breakfast. What a time. I think let's just wrap it up now. It's almost 9 anyways. We're out of here. Highlight of the year, maybe?
Just being here, you know what? I started about 4 or 5 months ago, and it's the best time of my life.
Yeah,
that would be the same for me.
Sure.
Just being part of this team, you know, it's been such a beautiful few months because, you know, as you know, we've come together.
We started
recently.
working together recently.
Yeah,
Sure.
so beautiful.
No, man, guys, thank you so much. You made me look forward. It didn't feel like work at all. And that is what it should be about. It should just be about waking up the city with so much energy. Job your love. That is what it should be. So thank you so much to you as well, Joburg, for every listen. The fun continues on UJFM until the 12th of December. Junior and B with a double I are going to be making sure that your breakfasts are still just as good. But for myself and Kwena, we are bowing out. And yesterday we asked you to vote for what you think should be the song that ushers out properly, you know? And you decided on this one. Zingumalo, teaming up with Skills and Sykes, Betty Mama. We are out of here, baby. Brunch 9 to 12 coming up next.
For now.